Weather Authority with Chief Meteorologist Jesse Walker.
Welcome back, everybody. Satellite and radar over the last few hours. Big area of low pressure spinning around up here, and it's pulling a cold front through, which is actually going to knock the temperatures down for the weekend. Big storm southeast, confirmed tornado kind of southwest of Louisville this afternoon. A possible tornado up here near Muncie. A lot of rain now in eastern Indiana down in Kentucky, but very little has fallen across this area. So you're probably saying, well, why not many storms? It was hot, it was humid, we have a cold front moving in. There's another thing in the atmosphere that we talk about, and that's whether or not it is capped. It's like putting a lid on a pot. You take it off and it starts to boil. Basically, this is a normal situation here, what we call uncapped. The air will continue to rise. It gets cooler and cooler, and the air rises, forms into showers and storms. When you have a little layer of warm air, and it doesn't take much in there, the air will rise, it will hit that cap, and it will fall back down. And unless you can break through the cap and get these storms to going, you don't end up with much rain. And we were kind of capped off here in this area. Eastern, southeastern Indiana, there was less of a cap. The storms broke through and developed this afternoon. So we just didn't see much here in the immediate area. Now, we could still see a few this evening, but they're more going to be in our eastern areas over the next couple of hours. 89 the high. We did heat up today. 67 has been the low for the day. There was some rain overnight. Some of you had some thunder and lightning, a little bit of wind. We didn't get much rain here at the TV station, but just a little bit of rain came through overnight. Sunrise, sunset for tomorrow, giving us about 14.5 hours of daylight. River Stage and Terre Haute 4.9, and it is stationary. This is what it looks like now in Terre Haute, 86. But see the wind now? Northwest at 18, indicating the cold front clearing the area, at least in the Terre Haute area. 29.72 on the pressure. That will stay low through the weekend. Look at these temperatures. Down to the south, we've got a 91 in Flora, but a 76 in Crawfordsville. So the front's coming through, and it is going to cool things off. These temperatures you see up here, that's what we're looking at for high temperatures over the weekend. So it's going to be about 10 degrees cooler over the weekend. The heat index, not bad to the north. Down to the south, though, 97 Flora, 94 Vincennes. So it's still pretty hot down in those southern counties. Here's the area of low pressure spinning around to the north of this area. Again, the big storms east and southeast of us today. You'll see them firing up over here and moving over into Ohio. Numerous warnings in southeastern Indiana, eastern Indiana earlier today. But again, here's a closer look. Pretty much everything pushing on. You can see a lot of rain east Indiana, but just simply not much here locally. Here's what it looks like on the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar, and I've got the warnings on here. You can see a lot of this just outside of our viewing area. Lots of heavier rain across eastern Indiana. Unfortunately, though, some of that is a form of some severe weather. Here's a closer look. One little cell is moving away from the Bloomington area north of Nashville, Indiana. And we had a little bit of rain that came through the Greencastle area earlier. That is headed off to the east. So again, locally, just not much showing up. Any threat of severe weather is going to be southeast of here. The front still hasn't cleared the southeastern areas, so we could still see a couple bigger storms possible in some of the southeastern areas for a little while. By tomorrow, what will happen, that low pressure spins around near us, so once we get into the afternoon hours, we may start to see these showers pop up again in the afternoon. Here's 5:30. They'll die off tomorrow evening, and the same thing on Sunday with that low pressure nearby. Once we get into the afternoon, once again, scattered in nature, but some of those afternoon type showers, that's what we're looking at over the weekend. By Monday, system that creates the scattered showers for the weekend moves on. Another weak front on Tuesday might kick off a shower storm, but I wouldn't look for much out of that. Basically, we're talking about a dry pattern next week, the heat being suppressed down to the south, and we're going to be talking about temperatures running near normal across this area, maybe a little bit below normal. You can see that. Here's the heat being kind of suppressed back to the west. This is the better air mass across this region, and it looks like it's going to stay that way. This is all the way through the end of next week, next Friday, but longer term to the end of the month, look at this. Temperatures running below normal in this part of the country. For tonight, still a chance of a few scattered showers or storms for a little while, mostly in the eastern areas. 66 the low. During the day tomorrow, a lot of cloud cover, a few scattered rain showers, mostly the afternoon evening variety. Temperatures not as hot at 77. Same kind of pattern on Sunday with a high temperature once again in the upper 70s. Most of next week looking mostly dry. Temperatures at or below normal with highs in the 80s. That's your forecast. Now we'll head over to Grant.
Looks good.